Hello everyone. It's just a simple one today. The sky is only simply ultramarine, nothing in it, just ultramarine, and script across with your brush, rough if you want. Now just a little bit of red, burnt sienna, light red, not a lot, just a toucher in your brush. Now in mind here, what we're going to do is a pretty big house, so it's going to be quite near to us really, and we're going to just put a little bit more blue in here because there's nothing, and then we're going to try and wash it clean all around the bottom part. But we're going to put our house right here at the bottom. There, we're just cleaning it off so that there's no colour at all there. Now what I'm trying to do here with this one is make sure that it's really strong colours. And just make sure it's dry first. So I want to mix a nice colour and have a wide path, very wide, because we're going to bring this house quite near to us. It's not going to be a small house in the distance or halfway in the distance. So this, what you're looking at now, is a bit of umber, ordinary umber, sorry, burnt umber, and it's a bit of water into it, and it's just making a path. It may not look like a path just there at this stage, but it's going to be a path. Now I'm going to mix some green now, so then again we'll use our ultramarine and a bit of yellow. A bit of lemon yellow will be fine with your ultramarine. If it is too greeny, put a little bit of raw sienna into it, but I think you'll find it's okay. Now don't be too particular with this green you're putting on. Just easy going with it, straight on, and leave it as you put it on. Leave it there when you've done it. Don't go too far. Now that's a little bit greenier, but it doesn't matter. That's it. Now leave it there now. Don't do anything else. Don't bother with it just yet. Now we'll try and introduce the house now on picking up some really strong red, like burnt sienna. And I think we'll approach with the roof. Now this is a little bit higher than usual because I wanted to have 3 windows in it for a change. There we are. So it's going to be 3 windows high, I'll put in an extra one, chimney in the middle, just for Luke's sake, for a change. Now this sienna is almost raw, straight out the pan. It's not well wet, watered a lot, just it's pretty strong, so try and put it on pretty strong. So now we're going to put this a little tiny hut attached, well, a little outhouse attached to the house here. And this time a bit of blue in it, make it really as dark as we can. As dark as we can do it, so that we don't have to. Oh, sorry, and what I'm going to do first is put this in Payne's Grey, a wall across the front of the house in Payne's Grey. I was just remembering that. I'm talking over it at the present and having trouble with recording it. So that's Payne's Grey. And I put a little piece of a wall on the other side as well. You won't see the inner wall to the right hand corner inside there. So now we can introduce our gable end, or maybe a distant blue hill. There then. Yes, this is as strong as I could get it. It's really, it is umber with plenty of blue in it, dark blue. I'm going to leave a patch along the bottom edge of it, just as a change of a different thing, have a bit of greenery, a bit of lightness against, to break up that dark there and that wall. I don't want them both hitting one another. They look a bit silly, really, so now just do that side, this side looking towards us dark. So we've got all the side now white. So we'll just put a bit of dark side of the chimneys, although it won't matter. All a path going to it, which you can. But be careful, it might make it look as though it's running uphill. That's a bit of that umber and blue to what mix I've just used for that. It looks a bit heavy, but it doesn't matter. You get used to painting and start putting it on lighter than that. You'll have to get used to it. If you want to enjoy it and relax doing your paint, I mean, I'd love to be able to go out. No, I can't. I would love to go out painting. It's lovely. You're seeing it as it really is, everything, and you don't need to copy things out your mind like I do here. You can look at the thing and the colours are there right for you. You sometimes have to bend the rules when you're doing it from your head. That's really very strong for for a shadow of a cloud or something like that. It's really very, very strong. I've exaggerated that because the old painting's an exaggeration. It's like a cartoon painting and drawing style, really. What cartoonists do. They do it from mine, it's done with software now, isn't it? Now I'm using a darker green too here. I'm just saying, well, do it, don't bother. Put it on dark, it'll be alright. But what it does, it makes the other green look light, doesn't it? Not that. There's a little bit of plant life, bushes there. You may think it's a little bit babyfied, of course, but don't forget you have to learn. And this is one way of doing it, and then actually simplify it more. It's the basics. May not be perfect, but it's the basics. Could have put a bit of yellowy colour in there, more like a bit of warmth, more warmth in that. Like you could put a bit of burnt umber into the mix and it would have made it a little bit more not natural looking, not cartoonish too much. Just bring in the other part of that distant hill in. It's only a filling in spot, that's all that. Just got to fill that corner in. Now that's, if you put a little bit of Payne's Grey though, it will be better than this. Payne's Grey is better for that. Use Payne's Grey. That's a little bit of cobalt. But you see, it's too bluey. You use a little bit of Payne's Grey, it'll look a bit more better than that, a little better. Well, if you use that, it won't matter. Cobalt. Now let's look at putting a little bit of shadow on. Yeah, under there. A shadow under the eaves. And under the little outhouse. There, I'll put some dark on there. I'll give a bit more white colour, that contrast. If you want, you can use a little bit of raw cyan on the fascia of the house, the front of the house. And that will make it look a little bit sunshiny. But I mean a little bit. I do mean a little touch. No more than a toucher. There are tiny windows. It's 11 by 15, this paper. If you were using a large paper, which is better when if you were doing a little bit of a show to someone, yeah, giving a little lesson there. And you'd have to make it a 22-inch by 18. Makes it easier for you doing the small windows and that with a 22-inch paper, I mean. You need a steady hand for doing this, and I'm not that steady. Especially when they're small like this. Small panes. If I was a good editor, I'd be able to make these better. Editing is pretty hard work for me. I'm not very clever at it. See, I should speed this part up if I was a good editor. Now these branches here, you have to keep thin, really. You can't have these thick up here at this top. Well, I think you can see it's not too hard pulling these branches in. Better if you could turn your paper upside down and do it that way.